How should the left be contending with the question of fear at this particular moment, particularly when, the world and our societies demands more of us, and particularly in the global north?
What buffets and buffers your safety is community and mass movements. So like when Mahmoud Khalil got arrested by ICE and detained, right? If there weren't mass protests, if there weren't journalists writing about it every day, if there weren't political educators talking about it, if there weren't progressive lawyers willing to fight back, if there weren't this entire array of people coming over and over and over again to the streets and to his trials and having his back and making noise about it, not letting people forget about it, they could have easily just disappeared him quietly. So how do you stay safe? You build community and organization. But community itself, when you're going and you're organizing in your community, you're building community with other people who have your back, right? Getting out in the world, getting out from behind your computer screen, taking on some level of risk, but being smart about it, right? You're not an individual hero. You don't need to be the next Luigi. So you got to be very strategic with the sort of risks you take and the background conditions in which that risk is conducted. When I did get, at early anti-fascist rallies in 2017, we would show up and confront these organized groups of genuine fascists, and the cops would crack down on us, of course. And that's when I got like pepper sprayed, tackled. My head was, grazed like into the concrete as I was saying I'm not resisting, like, you know how they do. But it was the community that bailed me out. That when I came out, they had food and, almost chokes me up a little bit talking about it, but drinks and food and comfort. They stayed with me every step of the way. They came to my hearing. They supported me. And that was not only psychologically important for me to go through that process, but it showed the system, hey, he's not by himself. Every step of the way, you're trying to make an example out of him or something. They could still do it, but there's going to be resistance. There's going to be protests. There's going to be people who are writing him, that give a fuck about him, that are going to show up for him. And that in and of itself can be a deterrent for some of the more grotesque directions that the state can take suppression in. So again, the answer is not romantic. It's not easy. It's organizing in community over and over and over again. That is our only hope. And so fear is warranted. Fear is healthy. But when it controls you, when it prevents you from taking a stand, from speaking out, from organizing, then it becomes a tool of the ruling class that has worked on you.